every man, we're not talking to you for your conversation alone, if you know what I mean. My question is to the ladies, what do you see in a man, and do you know at that moment that you're going to sleep with that guy?
Having the conversation, the energy got to be right. And within, I'll be honest, about 3 minutes, I know I'm going to fuck him.
Are we failing now as parents? And that's a serious fucking question, man.
Before we get to the funding and that, the kids don't fuck with that shit.
There you go.
They don't. That's not glamorized to them. Where I sat back and I observed the scene, and I'm like, oh, you like to collect women. You like to collect all your exes as friends.
As a father, you don't want your son to be gay. That's as a father. As a father, with your daughter, you don't want your daughter to be teenage pregnancy or on the pole.
No more. I never pull up with that list in the pole. When I smoke cigars, it ain't just for the show. I'm blessed from the dough and known for my city. I send a nigga, baby, if I'm
All right, y'all. Welcome back. Once again, it's another week of this podcast called Big Stick Energy. I'm your host. I'm your boy Pop. And we do this each and every Thursday right here at the Den. Now, one thing about Big Stick Energy, it's just normal, regular people. That's what we are. Nobody on here celebrities. Nobody here. I ain't going to say nobody here making six figures because I know it is. But but ain't nobody here millionaires, and not that I know of. And ain't no celebrity, no real-time celebrity. So we're going to talk straight from the heart. It's unfiltered. Talk what's on your mind. Now, the only rule I got is when you're all talking and I say time out, it's time out. We got to either go to something else or let somebody else talk. I don't want nobody being over-talked. Everybody got a point. And you got a limited time, so whatever we discussing, make sure you get to the point and get it over with, okay? With that being said, a couple weeks ago, we started out with with the guys. The guys were in here. We talked about sports. We talked about some life things. We talked about relationships. We talked about political stuff. And then last week, we came in. We talked to the ladies. And the ladies that we had in here, we discussed relationships and what are they looking for in a man, which it was very interesting to me that I heard that. Now, today, we got the guys with the ladies, and this is what it's all about. And we're going to get a perspective from everybody on whatever we come up with our head. I ain't come up with no subjects. I'm telling y'all that now. So I know somebody can get this thing started. And I know one thing that somebody want to talk about that we didn't get to last week. That's what we're going to start on right there. So, my panel going from my left on around. They're going to introduce themselves. Don't forget to grab the mic. Let them know who you are. Also, if you got an IG, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is you want to promote, that you want to put on there, somebody can follow you. You can do that. But starting to my left, introduce yourself, what you do, and keep it real quick. I'm going to go to the next.
Absolutely. So I'm Attorney Simone Redwine. You can find me at Attorney Simone Redwine on Instagram. I spell Simone S-Y. Also, you can go to SimoneRedwine.com. It's my new website. I'm an attorney. I'm single, and I'm happy.
Hello, my name is Mike Gallo. I'm a law student at South Texas College of Law. I'm married. I have 3 children. My wife is an attorney. She has a personal injury firm, Gallo and Uwalaka, and I'm happy too.
Hi, I am Shanine Bell, also known as Slim. I am a financial aid advisor for Houston Community College. I'm exceedingly happy.
Hi, and I'm Eddie Cumbo. I'm a high school coach from 5th Ward, Texas, and I'm homeless.
Keep it real.
I am attorney Kyra Coffee. I am single and waiting on him to. Okay, do it again. I am attorney Kyra Coffee. You can find me on Instagram at its Coffee Time, COFFEYTIME. I am single, happy, but waiting on Mr. Right to show up any moment now.
Hi, my name is Cleopatra. Work at Florida, manager.
I'm happily with my man, Victor Burke, sitting next to me.
Since I've already been introduced, I am Victor Burks. I'm a EHA specialist for Midstream Oil and Gas Company. Also, I'm a real estate broker, been one for about 30 years, and I'm definitely not going to be single much longer.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm Red Snapper. I'm on Instagram at 69 Red Snapper Smokes. I have no filters. And what I do for a living, I'm a mental health clinician. Can you tell?
My name is Antonio Evans. I am originally from North Carolina. I've been here in Houston almost 5 years, and I work for a technology company, and that's all I can say about that. And I am very much single.
All right. So we got that all out the way. And right on time. We got snacks for you guys. We're gonna try something new. So today, the food of the night is lemon pepper wings. I'm sorry, honey lemon pepper wings.
Ooh, that's my love language.
That's the food of the day, and also cauliflower wings.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do today, and also I'm gonna do something a little different. I don't want no women serving the men. Ooh. The men gonna serve the women, and that's how we're gonna do it like that. Cause I don't want nobody be saying, "Damn, they got that caveman shit going on over there." So we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
We're gonna partake in that for a minute. But in the meantime, so once again, I did say that we're gonna talk about something that interests one of our panelists, one of the people on the panel. So, as a man, when I was single, when I met a woman, of course, in my mind, the first thing that's on my mind, I want to know how good she looked. It's the attraction part of it, right? And for the most part, yeah. Every man, we're not talking to you for your conversation alone, if you know what I mean. When we meet you, we know what we want. So my question is to the ladies, what do you see in a man? And do you know at that moment that you're going to sleep with that guy?
I'm not sleeping with nobody.
And we're gonna start it off with Snapper, because Snapper was this is her subject, and this is what it's. Let's go, Snapper.
Okay. When I first talk to a dude, conversation, the energy, of course, I got to be attracted. Once we start having the conversation, the energy got to be right. And within, I'll be honest, about 3 minutes, I know I'm going to fuck him.
3 minutes. She said 3 motherfucking minutes.
I'm gonna get my game on. I'm gonna have that talk. Don't take that long, and I already know I got you.
What you got to say, Simone? Because you right there, and you.
I'm so sorry on this topic. I am no fun. I am a true Catholic schoolgirl with a dad that was in my life, and like, goodness gracious.
But they say Catholics are the biggest hooches.
Oh, I did hear that. I think that's the Caucasian one. I think that was the Caucasian one.
But that's what they said on Boys in the Hood. I'm just going by what they said on.
Oh, that did happen. Oh, yep, Stacey, you over there. But no, I think for me, I definitely know after the first conversation if I want to date you. So for me, it's like, do I want to date him or not? And then if I want to date you, then of course if I'm dating you, we're gonna do it to each other. And by date I mean like if you potentially could be my man. I don't want nobody I have to be okay envisioning you naked. If I don't want to see you naked, we can't go no further.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Mike. What you got to say? What you got to say about that subject?
I don't have to say anything about it, but I like her response. It was very abstract and vague.
Gotcha. Kyra, I see you ready to
I'll
chime
say
in.
this. I don't know if the opportunity is on the table within meeting you, but you can talk your way out of it very easy. Because you can look attractive and look like, oh, he my type, he this, he that, yeah. then your conversation, you unintelligent. I could tell that you used to just getting over them because you find like, nah, it ain't that easy. But I'm not gonna say that it's not. Doesn't say okay, a guy can't. You be attracted to a guy. Yeah, of course you are, but that doesn't mean that just because you're attracted off sight that it's guaranteed. Because a lot of dudes talk themselves out of the sex. A lot. A lot.
Anybody else got some rebuttal? Because I got something to say. But go ahead. If anybody else got anything to say, say it. Say it on that subject.
So it does have a lot to do with attraction. It does. But if you have your eye on someone and you have a brief conversation with them, especially if they have said something to kind of pique your curiosity, I'm sort of introverted, but it's inside of me. We're totally opposites, but sort of the same in some areas.
Yeah.
I don't get mad at her because that's her. What turns her on may not necessarily turn me on.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot to do with the chemistry. So, and you take a person to the level that you feel that they can go to with you. You know what you like and what turns you on. It may not be just a certain look in a person, because preferences are preferences. But someone that's not in your preference may turn you on. So
let's keep it real on this stuff. Any of you women, and ain't nothing to be ashamed of, have ever had a one-night stand?
I haven't. I swear on everything, I never have. I'm 55 years old. I've never had it.
But listen to me. Let me listen to me. One thing about, and the reason why I say that is because a lot of times one-night stands don't mean anything.
No, they don't.
It don't mean that, I'm a hoe now, or I'm this and I'm that, because I've seen people who's been in relationships for years after one night.
Yeah.
For a prime example, years ago, I started seeing this lady, and we together, we vibing and all that, and she kept saying, nah, you gotta wait, and I'm like, you want it, I want it, what are we waiting on? We grown, number one. Well, the last guy I was with, I said, well, how long did he wait? He say, well, he waited 2 months. And where is he at now?
That's true.
So that ain't gonna matter. It ain't no time. It's the vibe that you get with that person. And a man can feel if you can feel that vibe of how she really is, or if she's a hoe, or whatever the situation is. So I say that time doesn't matter, because a nigga gonna treat you however he gonna treat you regardless.
Regardless.
Yeah. If he 2 minutes, 3 minutes, he gonna treat you regardless on however you feel, however he feel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, in my experience though, it's really dependent on the kind of man. Like, to this day, I have dated men who were like, if you would have let me hit on the first night, you wouldn't still be here today. Like, I wouldn't have cherished you and valued and treated you the way that I'm treating you. And for me, though, I approach it selfishly. Like, I had my favorite rapper. Okay, I won't even say who it is. But my favorite rapper, I had the biggest crush on him all through college. And then I made the girls on my dorm memorize all his lyrics. He only had 2 good songs. It was easy. And then I went early and stood in the front row. And sure enough, he pulled me up on the stage, and we spent the rest of the evening. And I thought I was gonna mesmerize him with my mind. He was gonna fall in love with my mind. And No, we get to the hotel, and of course he wants to do it to me. And it was at that moment I was like, well, this is a dumb idea.
You can say fuck,
because
but go ahead.
In my thought was like, wait a minute. If it's really good, I'm going to want it all the time. And I may never see him again. And then if it's terrible, I'm never going to want it again. But he probably, all the girls probably do it. It's more likely that if I don't, I potentially could stand out. But either way, I just felt like I don't want to enjoy it and I can never get it again. So I chose not to. He was really cool. We still kept in touch, and he flew me to other cities, and he had other girls finish the job.
And what rapper was that?
I'm not telling you.
Come on.
He's married now, so we're not going to say.
Well, That's old. So anybody else got any rebuttal on this subject? Like the one night stand, the whole thing? Because ain't nothing, like I say once again, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with the one night stand. I mean,
I just have a comment that I wish that sexual preference and sexual desires of a woman wasn't looked at as a negative connotation. Because when you say one night stand, it's never negative towards the guy. It's always perceived negative towards the woman. And sometimes women have high sex drives or just want to have sex. So I wish more women were in control of their desires to want to have sex and did or did not do things because of what they do or don't want to do versus looking at, oh, well, if I do this, then he going to respond this way, or if I don't, he going to respond this way. No, do it because you want to or don't because you don't want to. But be in control because of your own desires, not because of how you want a man to respond to you. Because like you say, either he going to fuck with you or not. So do what you want regardless of how he is or it's not going to respond. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't go right, then you still did what you wanted to because you wanted to, not because you're trying to manipulate a situation.
Yeah.
Or not manipulate a situation.
Yeah. Come here, Stacy. Come here, Stacy.
You can share a seat with me.
I'm out here. I know I'm late. I know it's not my segment right now.
No, you got. Oh, come on. This is Stacy, y'all. Stacy, introduce yourself.
Okay, hey everybody. Y'all know I own an insurance agency, so I got y'all when y'all need me. So I got you right now with some real information. So I recently did, Simone, Kyra, we pop in and out of these dating podcasts. So I recently did a podcast, and some of the information was like damning, right? 83% of women feel like if you do it on the first night, men will have a bad view of you. And what's crazy is that 70% of men, like these are actual statistics, like recent statistics, were like, no, we won't. So like, I think like, do you do or don't you do the do? It's like, it depends on.
You sound like Stevie Wonder.
It's really like male versus female. I also saw that it was something crazy. It was like upwards of 46% of the people that did the do on the first night went on to marry who they did the do with. So,
sex, girl.
So we can say sex, but remember my son is right there in the corner, and he was conceived via immaculate conception.
And you are.
How old is your son?
23.
Oh hell! Goddamn, we gonna I know. No. We know. We understand she's still a mom.
I'm just playing, but I'm being respectful.
We understand she's still a mom, and he understands how he got here. So
I don't know if he understands because literally the stork dropped him off.
Oh, okay. You keep telling that story.
And won't be.
You still telling that.
Santa Claus is real.
Go ahead, Slim.
I guess the reason why I haven't ever had a one night stand is because I just don't think anybody has had that great of a conversation. And then there are certain things that you kind of like want to do that I just wouldn't do on the first day, maybe the second day. But that's just me. That's just me. And that's my own opinion.
So my question is, the next question is, if you did it on the first date, I call a package. Would you give them the platinum package, the gold package, or the silver? So
that person would have to be a motherfucker. I'm just saying. And I haven't met that person yet.
You haven't met that person yet?
That's what's crazy. So I tried to have a first night stand before. It didn't work out like that snapper. The snapper happened, I guess. I don't know.
So go ahead.
But what was crazy was I thought, like, okay, so y'all know I was married forever and I was with the same person for forever. So then, like, I need to figure it out in my grown-ass, 37-plus old, single life. I need to figure stuff out. So then I was, like, in this dumb space, like, but it's really not dumb. Bucket list shit, right? I'm in the bucket list. I was like, oh, I've always been super conservative. I never thought I'd do this, but want to try it. So the day that I happened to have tried to try it, it didn't happen like that. He wouldn't go away. Like, I thought I would wake up. No, it was here. I thought I would wake up and Buddy would be gone. He wasn't. He was in my refrigerator. Like, he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, I love the way you can pick papayas and mangoes.
She tripping.
I mean, but he was a friend of a friend of a friend, so it didn't matter the location.
That's not.
But I felt like you stand and you go. He was a stranger to me, ish.
Pop, to your question,
Uh huh.
no, it's gonna be you scratching the itch. To be honest, as a woman, like, because if I'm doing it because I want to, I don't know you enough to be giving you no platinum. To be like, a woman loves her man because it could be a man who dick might not be all that big or this that, and the other, or who might have this, but if she loves him, she loves him, every part of him.
You ain't gonna do like a trial experiment before you do it?
No,
with the
my
one you
point
love?
is that if it's a one night stand, it's not I'm trying to go all out to show him, because I'm doing it because I want to.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying it can't go no further, but I'm saying I'm not pulling out all the stops on the first night. No, I don't know you, or I'm not into you enough to want to even give you that experience.
But you ain't gonna make sure the pole is stable and the split is splitting.
So I'm
on the first night, on a one night stand, hell no. On a one night stand, it's the difference between a one night. It's a difference between no. It's the difference between a one night stand and a man who I've been dating, and now I am into him and I want to love on him in that way. Versus it's a one night stand. I just met you. I don't really know you. We cool. We vibing. We have a chemistry, and we both have a desire that wants to be satisfied. But you don't know me enough. I don't know you enough to even emotionally be in that space sexually with him to give that type of experience.
So I'm gonna say this about from the men point of view, because I guess a lot of guys up here not speaking on it. So when a guy, as men, I know we probably go all out when it happens. That's just us. That's just what we do. And once again, like I said,
hey, Pop.
Yes, sir.
Platinum service all day.
Platinum service. My man said platinum service all day. Anybody else wanna?
I mean, for me, I've had a couple of one night stands. I've been, fucking for 30 years. Fuck it. So at the end of the day, if it's a one night stand, it's a one night stand. Motherfucker, if you don't call me the next day, I don't call you, fuck it. The next nigga up. It's just that simple. And I don't use no emotions in when I'm fucking. It's just we fucking.
But that's some real shit, because everybody on this panel is different. Everybody not. If I had all y'all the same motherfuckers on there, this shit would be boring.
Right. It would be boring.
Picking back what you said again, platinum service, because in all likelihood you're gonna probably be drunk anyway when you do that as a female. So everything is inhibited, and you're gonna do what you do. If we gonna just be real about it. You ain't just talking about we gonna be dainty and all that. You gonna get in, you gonna do what you do. Platinum service.
Platinum service. All the guys.
So are y'all talking about y'all giving the platinum service, or y'all want them?
You gotta show out your first night. You gotta show out your first night.
Give
You just gotta show out.
Yeah, guys giving.
What does that consist of? I'm curious.
You gotta show out your first night.
Hey, Antonio, could you explain to them what
does that consist of?
What it consists of? You just said it, just in a nutshell.
What? Y'all, I mean, everybody here grown. You're going to lick it from the rooter to the tutor, so stop.
That part.
And all the other
and that's on the first
additives.
night?
And he's saying the platinum service.
Platinum service, yes. Yes.
You got raw. Shit.
Yes.
This is a generational difference.
I'm 50. I'm almost 51.
I'm much younger than you. So I feel like you can't do rooter to the tutor with us because you ain't gonna throw off our pH. So you might can get from the rooter to the tutor.
Licking from the rooter to the tutor.
Right.
That don't.
The rooter
Yeah, I
to
ain't
the
throwing
tutor
off the
then
pH.
back up.
That's Stacy. That ain't me.
I feel like you can't do all that because you ain't about to throw my shit off.
That's Stacy for sure.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm gonna lick your ass on the first
You
night.
say you snap,
But I'm gonna put in some work. You best believe it. I'm gonna put in some work, cause it's good. Cause that's what I like to do. Not about him. It's what I like to do.
Lick my ass, no way. You can say
Yeah.
that. Well, man, that's your.
Hey, Pop.
He say don't.
Your boat,
Pop.
Go ahead. Time out. What you got to say,
The
Eddie?
young lady here, she said she not. It's a generational gap or something, but hell, most stuff I see, the young people talking about that. All I hear, they talk about licking ass and all that. And so. Oh, okay. Well,
And the
lick
thing
half
is,
of the
now
ass
listen,
then.
now
We the half-ass clean generation.
Yeah. So,
but
but
go
let me
ahead.
say this here. Let me say this here. So, I was raised. Whatever you do, you want to do your best. You want to give your all. You want to. So if it's the first night or it's the motherfucking 30 years, you know what I mean? Cause guess what? If it ain't right on the first night, you ain't coming back.
Damn right.
So I mean, you can go half out, and then y'all say why the guy don't come back after the first night, because you didn't give him a reason to come back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shit, I ain't never had no one night stand, but no,
and a lie don't care who tell it.
yeah, but let me finish, man. I done had a 1 hour stand. You see what I'm saying? So, and guess what?
She came back for hour 2.
Yeah, and after it was over with, I wasn't cool with her for what we did. I was cool with her because of the person she was. I was cool with her because she had a good conversation. I was cool with her because she was a cool person. That just enhanced it. It helped it along. Now, if it was boring, she still had my mind because I could hold a conversation with her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Have her join your book club.
I don't read no books.
All right, so y'all, I know we talked about this sex thing. We can go on and on about that there. But everybody had their perspective on that, one night stands and things like that. That's all good. So my next thing is this. So a couple weeks ago, me and the fellas was sitting here talking about, I asked them a question. And ladies, I didn't ask y'all this question last week. But we're going to go into this, and it's going to lead us into what we're going to talk about for tonight. I got there's a number of black people on this panel right now. And I asked the question, were we better off in segregation? I asked that question, and we had a lot of talk. My thing is about parenting as parents. Nowadays, we have one parent in the house. Where's the man? That's one of the biggest things. Where's the man? Because we understand that the situation of trying to keep the black man out of the household to not keep us strong as a unit, as a people. Are we failing now as parents? And that's a serious fucking question, man, because if you look at what's going on in society today, a lot of shit, our kids are being raised by this, and these kids are not going outside. I do officiate high school basketball, and I look at the play of the basketball now. It's horrible compared to when we was coming up, only because these kids don't go outside and play ball like how we used to when we was kids. Are we being too overprotective of our kids, not letting them go out and enjoy shit like we did? Like, what are y'all thoughts? What is going on? Simone, you want to start? Your mother?
Oh, I'm not. I've never been married.
Mother?
Yeah, I've never been married, so I'm not a mom.
No, so you don't have kids?
No.
So what is your thought on that then?
But one of my thoughts is I am a professor. I've been an educator. One of my thoughts, and I come from generations of educators. My mom's a professor, her father, etc. And I remember watching one of those shows. You know how back on Maury, it used to be like this kid that was like real naughty, and then they'd have like some boot a boot camp sergeant that would like yell at the kid to try to get them together. And my mom used to always say, insecure parents make insecure kids. I didn't understand it, but I feel like this is what we're seeing now. We have a lot of parents who are insecure in themselves, right? So they buy their children stuff to make sure, okay, they have the latest and coolest stuff on the outward appearance when they go to school. They don't have nothing in that kid's college fund. They've never purchased a tutor, etc. So I think, especially with social media out there, parents want other people to think that they're good parents. And sometimes they do it at the sacrifice of practicing tough love with their children. And that is one of the things that our parents did that we don't see as much anymore.
I have children. I have 3. I have a 14-year-old daughter, 8-year-old daughter, and a 7-year-old son. When I first had my daughter, I was absent. But it wasn't until I met my wife who was like, I can't be with you if you don't take care of your daughter. So I was like, damn, okay. But I never had a father. So I'm like, well, shit, I don't know how to be your fucking daddy. Yeah. Man. It's hard because not only am I black, not only do I have a father, I was born in a whole different country. I was born in Nigeria, right? So growing up over there and then coming here and seeing some of the things that are vastly different, over there, there's no, if dad isn't around, dad is dead, right? But here it's like, oh yeah, dad is here. He's just down the street. We don't ever see him. And for me, it's crazy. Yeah. I see my kids every day. We have such a great relationship. My daughter texts me all the time. I'm at school. Daddy, when you come home, I left you something on the counter. So for me, I'm seeing what it's like having a father every day with my youngest daughter, but my oldest daughter, I don't have that type of connection, right? And it's because I wasn't there. And I see how she's easily influenced, how she doesn't have confidence, how she can easily be swayed. Now, my youngest daughter, you can't tell her nothing because she know daddy gonna have her back. She know mama gonna have her back. And I feel like us as black men, it's difficult because we're in situations where you may be in a toxic environment, right? So it's like, do you stay for the betterment of your kids or do you remove yourself from a situation and try to co-parent? But what is co-parenting? Yeah. You know? That's just my take on it, man.
Slim?
I am a parent. I have a son and a daughter. I'm an only child. So the word you use, insecure, I wouldn't say insecure. That's your word. But I would say you always want your children to have more or to be more or to succeed in life if you have had some challenges or whatnot. And also the segregation part. Everything is meant to be what it's supposed to be. So with that part, I'm glad that we have arrived in that aspect. So I'm glad that we have. But children today are a reflection of you. If you do not make them better humans, then yeah, when they grow up, they make the decisions, but it comes from the foundation. So if you don't have a strong foundation, then it's gonna fall apart.
And I have a 28-year-old. Of course, y'all know I'm out there. The shop would open at 10 and close at 6. So she never knew what her mama did. I never brought no man where they knew her or she saw them coming in or anything like that. But my daughter is nothing like me. And her father was a long-distance father. He died when she was 13. We've always been just me and her. She is nothing like me. She don't club, all that, different men here and there. She don't do that. She is a relationship-bound person. So sometimes it's not about how your parents are that your children will be the same as you. It's not a guarantee. By her experience in her life, she decided this is who I am. And, you know, I can only respect that. And I'm glad she's better than me. I really am. I really am.
Eddie, you got anything to say on this?
Well, I wasn't raised with a father in the house. But one of the things that I did have, I had a village. And if I did something down the street that I wasn't supposed to do, my neighbors disciplined me. And then when I got home, I got disciplined. I think that's one of the things that's missing because, for generations, it's been single parents. But we don't have the village that we had when I grew up. You know, another thing is, man, parents today, I think, it's just me saying it, we make a lot of bad choices. You know, and when I'm saying that is, once we had a kid, all of a sudden, he a sorry dude, she ain't no good, this here, but it was okay when we laid down and made them. So my thing was, wasn't nobody else gonna raise my kids. I was gonna do whatever it took. Me and their mother, we raised them together, we disciplined together, we educated them together, we supported them together, and we was always one.
Cool. Anybody in the back there?
To kind of go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. To mention, I guess to kind of go back to the integration piece, which what you were indirectly saying. Yeah, it hurt us, and with everything there's a choice, and we made that choice, and then unfortunately we decided to try to live like them more so than to live like us. And as Eddie just mentioned, it was a family, it was a community, and we've gotten away from that because some people like to kind of live like the other folk, and I just take it from the education standpoint. We used to get our ass beat when I was growing up in school, but when integration came, the other folks said, no, y'all can't paddle our kids, and you took that out of school. So now you have kids that are raised with no respect for the most part of authority, thus they have problems otherwise in function in life. And then, you know, you have parents that are basically, or you have kids having kids. You know, they don't want to, you know, you can't touch my child, you can't do this, that, and the other. That leads to problems as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag with a lot of different things that have helped determine the degradation of our people like that.
So I'll first give the disclaimer. I do not have children, but I have a nephew that is like a son. And I think more so than segregation being a problem, technology has its pros and cons on kids as well as adults. Because 30 is now the old 20 and 40 is now the old 30. And so the things that I look at people when they were like my mom and how she was stable in her 30s and maybe more focused on this, that, and the third. Now at 37, it's a lot of distractions around me as an adult so that I can see that as parents, you have these distractions that take you away from parenting. And then at the same time, those same technology distractions are also what's in front of the kid at the same time. So it's not just segregation, but it's how we've advanced as a society, as a people, as just what is commonplace today that I think has taken its toll on the pride that we have as a people and how children are raised, because I think a lot of parenting sometimes is behind, hey, I'm working on this, X, Y, and Z. I'm as a woman trying to get further in my career. Go watch TV, go on YouTube, go play your game, go do this. Whereas before, that was not the case when at least my parent was growing up or, you know, when she was. So I think segregation has its toll on the pride factor, but even more so technology, I think, has taken its toll just as well as it has its pros.
Well, I don't agree with that. Okay, so
With what?
So how we look at segregation through a negative vantage point. So I don't feel like integration was a negative thing. Like being equivalent, having the same access as to the best of the best. That was not bad for us. It wasn't bad for us. What was bad for us was the 80s. What was bad for us was, I was born in the 80s. Oh, what you got to say?
No. To that, it wasn't integration because we wanted to. It was integration because we weren't given those equal access or equal quality of things that others were.
My comment wasn't about you. Like, I think I heard someone out there that was talking about segregation. Without segregation, prior to segregation, prior to Jim Crow, like back in the 1800s, when this country was founded in the 1700s, right? You men and we black women, y'all were 1/3 of a man. It wasn't until 1863-ish, right? It was 100 years later, after the Declarations of Independence, after the Constitution, that we were recognized as one whole person. Before that, it is very true. I researched it and I know it. I have a degree in it. Before that, you were counted because in the 1700s, right? We wanted the votes for the slave states, right? The southern states. So if each slave counted as 1/3 of a person, then that impacted them to the Union, to the United States, right? It wasn't until the 1800s, a whole 100 years later, that black women were recognized as one whole being, not 1/3, not 2/3.
We get it.
But a full 3/3, like a full.
Got
you're
it.
not half of a man. You're not 1/3 of.
Okay.
You don't count towards this country. So then let's talk about this. Let's talk about Juneteenth. So then we're gonna fast forward to Juneteenth.
Fast forward.
So it was years and years later, past the Declaration, like past everything, that we realized we were free, especially Galveston. So the reason why it's big here is because it wasn't until they were told in Galveston that we can be free.
Time out. I know you're getting to a point. We got other people on the panel. I want to get right to it.
I'm getting to it.
All right, come on.
Okay,
I got 2 more minutes. Let's go.
With the integration of us, do I think segregation was bad? No. Do I think it was good? No. I'm glad we're integrated. I'm glad we can merge into this thing. Because why? What did black people do? We invented so many things. We created so many things. I'm happy we could be recognized for it. Now, where are we now? Parents are lazy, right? Parents don't parent. During the 80s and 90s, when it was just like crack rock, the drug pandemic, and black men were separated from black women and their kids, yes, that impacted where we are now. So how do we recover? I think we're in a recovery right now, right? I think we are in a phase of recovery where we have to either stand up for our brethren, or are we just going to continue to fall by the wayside? I mean, that's in short.
Let me say this. I just want to clarify. When I said integration was probably it hurt. In theory, it's great. In practice, it wasn't. And I think I used the word choice because there were choices that were made, and every choice there comes a consequence. And I think the choices that were made as it related to integration, as an offset of that, that's what ended up hurting us some. That's what so segregation was always bad. Integration was not bad in theory. But the
No, I
practice
didn't disagree with you.
I'm just saying.
I didn't disagree with you. But I think it's a misconception. I think it's a misperception. And just like Slim and the gentleman next to you, I can see the difference. Like with him, he was like, like insecure parents raise insecure children. Like if you're a mom, if you're raising daughters and you're insecure and you're worried about other things, that is going to weigh on your children. That is going to impact them and the decisions they make. Like with you, your upbringing was different, Miss Slim. So, and you as a mom, you recognize that, and so you responded differently. His experience may be different from yours. So, like, his ex or whomever, and I'm not disparaging anyone, but just in general, you might have not a lady might not have recognized that this is my trauma, and this is what I'm placing on my kid, and then all of a sudden I have this kid that has this trauma, Where did she get it from? She got it from you, right? So we talked about this previously. I've sat on a panel with you before, so I know that you're a different type of mom. So the guy next to you, Michael, he's speaking on something that's very relevant and true. Insecure women do breed insecure daughters and sons, period.
So we got the chicken. Oh, so everybody eating right now. So we're gonna continue talking about the parenting right now. In a second, I know everybody want to eat. Also, I brought drinks. So the name of this drink, and my man Brandon over at Quad. All of this food and drinks come from Quad Houston. So this is called what? Just a Nut.
How proper.
So with this is I hope y'all don't have anybody have peanut butter and peanut allergies. No peanut allergies. Okay, so it's peanut butter whiskey with hazelnut liqueur and chocolate liqueur. So this is just a nut. This is it's a drink. Everybody, have a drink. We're gonna keep talking, and I'm glad that we're having a discussion. Thank you, Stacy, for the history test. The history. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. No. We see. We know your numbers. But now what?
And I'm sorry for getting in the way.
So my thing, when I was discussing to the guys a couple of weeks ago about segregation. Honestly, I think we was better off in segregation. That's just my opinion. And only because we were closer as a people during that time because we had no choice. Now think about it. If you think about it now, and Ms. Thomas did say something about skills because we lack skills because I hate to go off there. I'm coming to you, Ms. Thomas, in 1 second. Back then, we had no choice but to go to our own grocery stores, go to our own schools. We had no choice but to deal with us. Now since segregation, we everywhere. We everywhere, and it's hard for some of us to even go to a black-owned business. We don't like to. And then when we do go to black-owned business, man, why is it so high? Why? But you'll go to the Galleria and don't complain about shit going on in there and how much it costs. You'll come over here and get chicken from us, and we charging this amount. But you go to this other spot down the street, Asian people, and you buy the hell out they chicken. What I'm saying is, we say we want to support each other, but when it comes down to it, we don't really support each other. But when we had to, you have no choice. Because when they send your ass to the back of the kitchen to go get your food, now we can go back to that. But I know we're not, but we can go back to that. But how, now you got the opportunity to spend your money with us and spend your money with black folks, and a lot of us don't. That's the problem I have with desegregating the choices. Now, going back to Ms. Thomas's, what she was saying, think about in the schools now. When we were in school, they had cosmetology, wood shop, auto paint, metal. They had all these skills. Now they took them out of these schools.
They still have trade schools in school.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
So what she's saying is, And ain't that so?
I'm not from here. I'm not from here. Where I grew up, even in high school, they had these alternative like trade.
So what she's saying is, now Harris County has implemented that back. They went back to it when they
need this superintendent.
when they took us out.
They need that.
No, this superintendent is crazy.
They want.
Without the funding, fighting for the funding, it would still be eliminated.
So the money that they didn't have.
But you still have to get the funding. That is true, but just the thought process to know that we got it was always there, and we should not have let it dissipate.
I'll say even before we get to the funding and that, the kids don't fuck with that shit.
There you go.
They don't. That's not glamorized to them. They don't. If I ask my one of my best friend's daughter, like, yo, what you like? Okay, you about to graduate. What you want to do? I'm a lawyer. You have all these resources. She said, I want to be famous, so I want to be an Instagram celebrity. Exactly. But what you famous for? None. She don't know. She just say she want to be famous. I'm like, makes no sense to me. But if they on again, going back to technology, and that technology is great. I'm not knocking it. But it is also our demise if not handled in the right way. Because she's looking on Instagram and seeing, well, if this girl and this girl and this girl ain't got to do a whole lot, and she can buy this bag and that bag and fly here and do this, then why? I understand why that is attractive to her. If she doesn't have the right foundation at home, teaching something different. And I'm not saying that a lot of parents don't teach something different.
They don't.
But it's more so having that relationship and getting out of your own bubble to tap in with your child, to have that type of relationship, see where they are and check where this shit not right. Versus you being like, okay, Johnny get home and he get on or he get on YouTube or he gets on there, and that's what's influencing him. Versus that family time where I didn't have a phone as a kid. When did you get a phone?
I couldn't. Okay, so here's where I
exactly.
I'm a parent.
Exactly.
Let me say this. Let me address this. I meant to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, interrupt.
I'm apologizing though. Listen,
Let me
I don't know exactly what year they took that out of schools, but I'm probably one of the oldest people in here. I graduated from high school in 81.
Yeah, he is the oldest.
Yeah, I'm old. We still had workshop. We still had auto mechanics and all that stuff when I was in high school. So I know that was like, what, 13 years after integration or whatever. It was still in place. When did it go? 85?
No,
89?
Well,
that's 2
actually, when I was in school, I graduated in 96. We still had cosmetology, paint and body, and auto mechanic. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did have typing. She said typing. Yeah. Yeah. Homemaking. Yeah, homemaking classes. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, and I took home economics. So, but they took, what I'm saying is, in these schools now, the high schools, they don't have those anymore. And that's kind of sad that they don't have them anymore, because I looked forward to going to home economic class, especially when it was lab time, and you could smell them cookies down the hall. You know,
I just want to say this because I do have a kid in high school right now. She just got her IBC certification in business. It's like associate level, like in business. So they do actually have these programs where the due diligence lies is on the parents. Like, how are you helping I feel like this generation, they get a bad rap. Maybe the generation before them, okay. But this generation, they get a bad rap. Where, as parents, we have an obligation to our kids. We can't expect them to go on a fact-finding conquest to figure out at 15, 13, 14 what they don't know. Where's your responsibility as a parent? Because my children, they freaking know. And I'm going to do everything I got to do. I'm going to use every resource I have to make sure they can. And yes, My kid goes to a public school. She goes to Lamar High School right down the damn street.
Well,
So before y'all try to play me.
I never pull up with that list in the phone. When I smoke cigars, it ain't just for the show. I'm blessed from the
All right, so check it out. So we've been talking about parenting. We got a little off track on some parenting stuff. One thing before we do this last part, I'm gonna let y'all know next week I got some surprise people coming in.
I ain't coming.
I got some surprise people coming in next week, and just to get a different perspective. Period. Because I know we talk about our community a lot, and we know we got problems in our community, and we know what we have to do, but do we do it? We don't. We just talk. That's all we do. We just talk. We don't show no action on what we're supposed to do. But next week I got some surprise guests coming in, and we're gonna hear different perspectives of what goes on the other side of the track. So if you know what I mean by that. It's all about diversity for what we got going on right here, because if we don't sit down with somebody else, we don't know what's going on with their community or what's going on in their mind and how they think. We can think we know what they thinking all the time, but we don't. Just like they don't know a whole lot about us. I think once we get to start learning each other, we would know better once we start learning. Huh?
He said, and listening.
Well, that too. But one thing about our kids, a lot of influences, our kids get a lot of influence from the internet, from TV, from a whole lot of other stuff. Back when we were coming up, a lot of stuff was frowned upon. Even sexual stuff was frowned upon, like oral sex. If you found out a girl did oral sex to a guy, she was the biggest hoe in the school.
Right.
And don't no guy wanna be known for he the pussy eater of the school. Don't nobody wanna know that. But now it's so open and it's so freely. Even now with I'm not here to offend nobody, with the LGBTQ thing, the whole gay thing, it's not frowned upon anymore. It's out in the open. It's here. And everybody on this panel either know or have somebody in their family that is gay or lesbian or bi or whatever the situation may be. And we accept those people in our family. But once again, as a kid, for me, back then, that was taboo. It was frowned upon. Only person you knew that was gay was the musician in the choir at church, for the most part. And you had probably that one dude at your school that you kind of, as Fred Sanford would say, will be a little like that. But now it's so open. And if it's your kid, because we can all talk about it until it hit your front door. How would you feel about it when it's your kid? Now, I can sit here and say, I know some of the people, the answers that they're going to give, and that's true. I got a homeboy with one of my partners, been knowing him forever. His son is gay. So he told me, he said, man, I love my son. But him bringing a partner around me, I can't do it. And it's a hard thing to grasp if you that parent. Like, damn, my son, especially if it's a boy, when it's a son. Girls, you do, but you kind of like, whatever. But no, time out. Time out.
He said my son is
Time-
getting his back beat. That's what he said back there. But how do you know he's not the beater?
Time out.
The back beater.
That is so true. As a man, or I don't know as a woman, but I know as a man, you don't ever want to. It's a couple of things as a parent. I got 2 boys and I got a son and a daughter. I got 2 sons and a daughter. One thing about it with your sons, and this ain't knocking nobody who kids are gay. As a father, you don't want your son to be gay. That's as a father. As a father, with your daughter, you don't want your daughter to be teenage pregnancy or on the pole. Mm-hmm. Not knocking no strippers. We all love the strippers. There are people too. Those are the 2 things when you have as a father, you don't want you don't want your daughter in porn.
Why is that? But let's speak to the why.
Why?
Why do you not want your daughter on the pole and those things? And then why do you not want your son gay?
See, go ahead. Please answer that for you.
It makes you feel like a failure as a parent. I have a son. When I seen, I got kids. Oh, when
This is his.
I feel like
speak for yourself.
I have
Speak for
Time
yourself.
out. Let him talk.
I have
Let him talk.
I have a son. My son is 7 years old. I'll never forget the moment I see my son pick up a Barbie doll. In my head, it let me know, hey, I need to have him here with me. So it triggered a response from me like, okay, you need to invest more time with him because he's obviously being influenced in a way that's not indicative of what you want him to be when he gets older. So you need to step up and do what you need to do. I don't have that problem no more. He's teen boy all the way, God willing. But, I mean, if he was to ever show signs like that, and me and my wife had this conversation, I come from a Nigerian household. That shit is taboo.
Very, yeah.
With respect. But I know here it's a little bit more liberal. And, you know, I would love him, but I would have reservations. It would make me feel like, okay, it's my fault. It's something that I did to cause him to do that because in my head, why would he want to do that when he should be looking up to me and doing what it is that I'm doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So
hold on. Does that answer most of your question right there? As a man.
Thank you, because I didn't want to assume. I assumed other things, so I'm glad you got the opportunity to explain.
Because what all he's saying, I'm gonna let you talk, Eddie. Because all he's saying is, as a father, your son looks up to you. Because I can remember my son saying, "Dad, I want to be like you." I say, "No, I want you to be better than me."
And so I think, too, what I'm hearing you say is you believe that it's a choice as opposed to something you could be born with? Or do you feel like even if he was born that way, that it would still be your fault?
That's a good question. I believe it is a choice. I don't believe that you're born and you immediately have a sexual desire or attraction to the same sex. And I'm not saying that may not be possible. It may be possible. It may be probable. But who's to also say that it's not something that was triggered to cause them to go in that direction? I mean, you could argue it. You could argue it both ways.
Eddie, what you got to say, Eddie?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Obviously, we don't want our kids to be gay or a lady to like another lady. But this what I will say. Your faith get tested in many different ways. You know, so a lot of times we think it's something we did wrong. We think they was born with it or it's a choice, everything. I haven't heard one of y'all say, y'all trust God. You know, cause some stuff we just can't control. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, you still got to love them. You know, no, I don't, you know, none of my kids are, thank you, Lord. But if they was, and they are happy, you know, hey, I still love them. I unconditionally, you know, we set when they walk across that stage and graduate, or if one of them won a Grammy, or if one of them became president, we gonna rah, 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 rah. Well, when they go wrong, we still got to rah, rah, rah in God's way.
Hold on, they're going to make
Yeah.
I got a real life question for you. Let's say they graduate, they're successful, they do well,
Yeah.
and they decide to settle down with the same sex. Will you go to that? Will you go to that union?
Yes. Listen. I don't agree with it. But that's still my son. That's still my daughter. You know what I mean? So if I don't go, is it still gonna happen? Huh? So guess what? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go support them. But when I get on my knees at night, I'm gonna pray for them. That's how I look at it.
In a nutshell.
You know, go ahead,
Vic. Go ahead, Vic.
Love the actor, hate the action. Love the sinner, not the sin. It just depends on where you are spiritually as it relates to that. But you don't ever throw a kid away or anybody away like that. Because we all have our own hang-ups and mess-ups and what have you. Nobody threw us to the wolves. So
yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do. Now, me, personally, if it was my son, I'm going to take him behind the beat. No, let me stop this.
I'm going to say something real quick. To your point, no, I don't want it like crammed down my throat. I'm just being honest about it. I don't want, if my son is a homosexual, I don't want to see it in my face. But of course, he's my child. And of course, I would love him. But those are my feelings that I have inside as a mother and as a nurturer to him. Of course, I want him to be with a good woman that's going to treat him right. I don't want him to be a murderer or a rapist. I pray for that too. But it's so difficult if you're not living in that particular space because, like you say, they're your children, and you got to love them. So
I'm going to whip this shit around because I feel like right now we're worried about the wrong thing. No. No, I understand that. I'm not trying to diminish like anybody's feelings. No, I'm taking 45. So this is how I feel. I feel like this is some bullshit. Like, okay, so we look back at the Darling ruling. Like when people looked at black versus white, oh, can you get married? Is this Christian-like to have biracial unions? Like, to me, it's all the same thing. It's crazy. I think, like, people love who they love. It's what it is. Are you a failure as a dad if you have a kid that likes or loves the same sex? No, you're not.
But can you understand where he's coming from?
I can definitely understand where you're coming from, and I think that that's what's missing in the dialogue in today's standards. I think, like, people like you, like, you're, like, looked at as a bad person because you're a traditionalist or because your culture shows you something different. And I feel like it needs to be a little more understanding. Okay, so you spoke from your... You were speaking from what I heard. You were speaking from your Nigerian culture, right? And you were like, this is frowned upon. Like, I couldn't imagine this. Like, this is where I'm from. So I think, if I'm responding directly to you, I think that's fair. I think it's fair for you to feel how you feel. If I'm not, but if I or one of my kids, I have a sister. My sister is in a same-sex relationship, right? Is she offended because you feel the way you feel? No. Is she offended because she feels the way she feels? No. It's called tolerance. We like what we like.
Speaking of tolerance, I just want to say, y'all ever notice how it be the whitest looking ones that be the most militant? I'm just saying. As Stacey's real friend, I always love, she's like the most militant, and it's always the whitest one. You ever notice that?
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I don't look that way, but okay. I'm on my winter skin, but whatever, however y'all feel. Give me 2 more months. I'm going to hit y'all back in spring break. And when I'm chocolate-ish, let's see what y'all say about me then.
Okay.
Y'all hit me with the militant. I feel offended.
So what we got? Hold on, time out. Michael, you had something to say?
No, I was finna give Mike to school.
Okay, anybody back there got something to say on this?
Started riding.
Anybody? Because okay.
I will say again, my nephew's son, as I claim, he showed me real time that my perspective was that sometimes sexual orientation, whether it's hetero based on what society tells you should do, or other based on environmental or situations. But my nephew showed me that sometimes kids are really born to be who they are. He is I would say hetero male, but he came out the womb like this is what a man's supposed to be. And he was around all women. And the fact that he was so persistent on Bronx, why you don't have a t-shirt on? I'm a man. I'm not supposed to have one on. I got my watch. I'm a man. And it was this ingrained nature in him of what a man was supposed to be, not having seen that made me realize, okay, maybe sometimes the contrary to this is that people or individuals are really real life born with this instinct nature of who they are without seeing it. Because he had no male figure. He was seeking a male figure, but was very adamant in what a man in his little baby perception mind was supposed to be and look like without having seen that. So if I can love him and embrace him and who he naturally is, then that opens my mind to understand that the contrary to that is that there may be someone born who may be with this, but feel completely opposite because that's what's ingrained in them, regardless of what is around them. Because he was around all women, but still has a very strong masculinity to him. So if I can embrace that in him, I have to embrace it in what the contrary to that would be.
Cool. I like that answer. I like that. But so we get a perspective from everybody on different opinions on how they feel. And I'm glad Michael said what he said. He answered your question. Because as a man, that's how I feel. Because as a man, I feel like as a father, I didn't do my job. And my son he didn't look up to me, somebody else influenced him. And that's how we think. A real black man thinks like that. I'm not saying all black men ain't real, but I'm just saying the ones who is grounded, the ones who there for their kids and do things for their kids, that's how they feel like I didn't do a good job. I failed my son or daughter or whatever the situation may be. And they moved on to that. Slide it. They moved on to, doing whatever. Once again, my son came to me, said, Dad, I want to be like you. My response was, yeah, that's cool, but be better than me. Do better than me. Be a better father than I was to you. Be a better husband than I was, that I am to my wife. So we got to teach our kids, because they watch us.
Oh, yeah. Whether you think they know.
Whether you think it or not, they watch every fucking thing we do.
Yes, sir. Every good time, every argument,
and
they all watch it.
If you don't have kids, and if you are an aunt or uncle, that kid watching you too. Right. Because once again, I can go back. My dad left the household when I was 9. Me and my brother. I'm 9 years old. I'm looking to other older men as role models. And not saying my dad wasn't there no more. He was there, but we weren't in the same household. But I'm looking at the niggas on the streets in my neighborhood as role models now. Because I'm not around my dad all the time. I'm around my brother. I'm around my cousin who smoked crack. I'm around my cousin who sold crack. I'm around my cousin who robbed. I'm around my cousin who was a burglar. I'm around I'm around all of this. I'm around the preachers. Not saying that they great role models, because once you get to an age, you find out what's really going on. I'm not talking about you, preacher. I'm not talking about that preacher back there. But I'm talking about preachers, period. Because you look to them and you thinking, well, God chose them, so they're this man. But then when you get old, you be like, God damn, Reverend such and fuck sister who?
You're human at the end of the day.
I'm not saying I know they're human, but when you're a kid, your mind don't think that. Your mind thinking that everything is good. He's married. You see the wife. You see this. You see that. You're not thinking that, oh, this nigga fucking around with such. Mm-hmm. Then when you get older, you be like, oh, shit, I ain't know that was happening. He ain't no different from. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. We have to show as one second. We have to show more responsibility because they see us as kids. I got 2 kids living in the house with me, 2 silver kids, 15 and 10. I got to watch what I do. I got to watch what I say around them, because I said something a few weeks ago. Me and my wife got into it. I said something that was out of line to my wife. They heard it. I got to go back and apologize to them for that, because they ain't supposed to, they ain't supposed to hear that. We got to be more responsible. That's all I'm saying. If you're in the household or not in the household, you got to be more responsible. I'm sorry, Slim, what you had to say?
Oh, no, I was going to go back to the point where a lot of, unfortunately, homosexual men have been raped, have been molested, and a lot of it is now coming out. They were left with either family members or, just men that were in their lives, and they were told, don't say anything about it. And it's very rampant now, A lot of those stories are just horrendous stories, Yeah. And they're being kicked out of, those homes because people are not accepting them. And a lot of it is we have to really feel for them. They're human beings like we are. But it still hurts inside to know, that is what derives. Someone said that they think that you're born being gay, or you're born loving or wanting to make love to the same sex. That is still a big dispute.
Yeah.
A lot of people really feel like you're born that way. And I personally, I don't agree with that. But then you got a lot of scientific people who try to, prove that. And it has not 100% been proven. So I just want to
What's next?
I think biologically people are born however they're born. And I'm cool with it. I think we put so much I feel like we put so much emphasis on sexual orientation and stuff, and we keep missing the mark. This should not be the discussion. Yes, some people are born this way. Yes, some people just not chose. We grow. We grow and we learn a different way of life.
Is there any other sex
and that's fine.
besides
There's
male and
nothing
female?
wrong with it. Today, your favorite color might
I'm
be
missing
red.
that.
Tomorrow, it might be blue. Like, why is that our conversation right now? Like, why are we
Is there
concerned with
Well,
what
well,
other
well,
people
well,
choose?
Time out,
Besides male
time
or
out,
female?
time out. So,
They said it
so,
actually
so the
was not.
conversation,
Crazy to
so
me.
the conversation actually started about parenting and about your child
But it has nothing
being
to
that
do
way.
with parenting if your child is quintessentially born with a different biological makeup.
Yeah,
What-
yeah, but that's
what externally-
So
Excuse-
that's been
excuse
proven.
me. Hey, Pop. Yeah. Hold on. Pop. They just said, kid, we do what we see, right? Right. So if they see two guys in the house kissing, that's so it do have something to do with parenting.
I have
So-
a gay sister, and she never saw two women in the house.
I'm not. We not. So that go to choice. We not saying this that's the 100%. That's is multiple different situations. But what I'm saying is this here. What I'm saying is this here.
There are two genders.
Okay.
Well, that's,
Male
but
So let me do this
female.
here. Let me show you what I'm talking
It
about.
run you off. It run you off.
So both of my parents was drug users, right? Okay. I saw how it affected them. So I had a choice to make.
Exactly.
Hey, man, do I want to be a drug user? Or do I want to sell drugs?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, or do I want to sell it to them? But anyway, it's a choice. You know what I mean? So sometimes people turn gay because that's what they see. Hey man, I don't think that it should be a woman marrying another woman, a man marrying another woman, and then you let them go adopt a child. Now I'm totally against that because now, shit, two man when he go to school, and the kids see both his parents are men. Now he finna catch hell in school. Y'all know how cruel kids are. That he finna be the joke of the school. So it's many different scenarios to why this stuff happened. No, it ain't born. It ain't. I chose. You can't just put your hand on it and say this is why people are gay.
Yeah, and see, and once again, this whole panel, it's not about everybody agreeing with each other.
Exactly.
Because that's the type of discussions we have to have.
Yeah.
Although she feeling however she feel, that's the way she feel.
That's the way she feel.
We can't be mad of how she feel.
Feel what you feel.
We cannot. That's just how you feel. So we can't be mad at her, or she can't be mad at us because we feel a certain type of way. Because that's what this is all about. This ain't about if we all agree upon the same shit, this would be the boringest fucking podcast ever.
Yeah, but Papa, she messed it up, man. She bright.
All right, y'all, we back on Big Stick Energy right here at the Den Cigar Lounge. Hey, once again, follow us at, what's our ad again? Big Stick Energy, yeah. Big Stick Energy HTX. Follow us on that. We just started on IG, so we need to get those numbers up. I'll get those numbers up. Everybody on the panel, follow it. Everybody on the outside of the panel, follow it. It's been interesting to hear a lot of point of views. Like I said, once again, it's not about if you're right or wrong, because everybody got their own opinion about what we talk about, and that's what this is all about. But what I'm about to do right now, we're gonna do something new. We're gonna call it open panel. Talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about, whatever on your mind, and we're gonna go from there.
I got it.
Go ahead, Red.
All right. What do you? Well, I'm gonna say guys and females because it's both of us. What do you think about females that date or fuck with a married man?
From a guy's point of view?
From both.
Well, I'm the narrator, so that's a hell of a good question. Go ahead, Vic.
I'm gonna just keep it simple. You treat people the way you want to be treated. So whatever side that you're on, you're the male messing with a married woman or a woman messing with a married man, ask yourself, would you want the exact same treatment done to you? And if you don't, leave that other person's spouse the fuck alone. Period.
Okay. No, go ahead. Let's talk. Go ahead. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Go, Antonio, go.
I've been on both sides,
Anime
so
bullet.
I wouldn't like it if it was done to me, and I don't know. I just, like I said, I've been on both sides, so now that I'm a little bit older, I know better. So I choose not to do that because I wouldn't want anybody. Do unto others as you want done unto you.
Well, you got some people that, like myself, really don't care, and I know I'm different. I know I'm different. I know I'm different.
Talking about, let her talk.
And there's a shortage in men, so I said, you know what? Why I'm waiting around for Mr. Right, this single motherfucker, fucking everybody else. This married man want to play. I'm going to play because I look at it like this. I didn't make the vow. I didn't go under the arch. Your motherfucking ass did. So that's something you got to deal with your wife and your spiritual whatever. I ain't got shit to do with it. Yeah. I'm just playing.
So you want to be single or you thinking about getting married? You ever want to be married?
I want to be single.
Okay, well then
and
you
that's
all
how I'm
right
living
then,
my
bro.
life. I don't want no man. I don't want no marriage. I just want to play.
Yeah, I
and have
know,
fun.
but I'm saying, one day you might get married. Uh-oh. You shit. Well, shit. I should have married you. I should have married you.
To that point, if you a married man, you can't do nothing for me because I want a husband and a family. So if you already spoken for, you can't do anything for me. But what be crazy to me is if a man presents himself as not married, then I find out that he is married, and then he's mad at me because I'm like, I can't fuck with you, and then he be like, well, why not? What the fuck, nigga? You got a whole wife and family at home. You can't do shit for me. Like, I don't understand how you, who made a commitment to her, is mad at me for saying I can't fuck with you. That should be mad crazy. But because I want that, and that's important to me. So if you can't get me to where I'm trying to go, I don't have time for you, whether you married or not married.
So bottom line is, a lot of women, and this is just, I'm just gonna say it like this: a lot of women fuck with married men because there's not enough men, single men out here now. That's just one of the things. But back in the day, I messed with a married woman, and it was, the crazy part about it was I told her, eventually, I'm gonna get somebody. I'm gonna find somebody I want to be with, right? And you're gonna have to chill on that shit because at that point I'm with this person. Well, I guess she thought fat meat was greasy. Because if fat meat was greasy. Fat meat ain't greasy.
What does that mean?
Okay, yeah, I know we're going to get back to what it means in a minute, but I'm finna tell my story. So what happened was I started dating someone. When I started dating them, I told her, hey, look, I got a girl now. She didn't care. So me and my girl went out on a date. Come back to my place. We in the bed asleep. 3 o'clock in the morning. Boom, 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 boom. On my door. So my girl, she wakes me up. And like, hey, somebody at your door. I'm thinking, I'm in my head like, who the fuck could this be? I look out my window, it's this motherfucker. I'm like, no. No. So then I was like, what the fuck you doing in my place at 3 in the morning when you should be at home with your husband? Like and the thing is, it was so bad that night that I had to call the police.
Good. He'll know that.
But here's my thing, though. I told her, like, how would you feel if I came to your house where your husband is at and did that? Like, why are you in front of my house? I wasn't married. I was in a relationship. I had just started my relationship. She was married. She had been married 20-something years with this guy. But my thing is, you just, it works both ways on who you fuck with, one or the other. And do I think it's not a good thing.
Like your worthiness?
Huh?
Like your worth? I hope that helps you realize your worth. Because if a woman that's married is beating down your door while you with somebody else, I hope you know you're so much better than what you thought before. As a person. As a person.
That might she might have just been crazy.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we're not even talking about her.
So don't do
We're
it.
talking about you. We talking about
don't do it.
We talking about before. Where you're utilizing someone for what you need, and she's utilizing you, or so she thought, for superficial sexual needs, right? Mm-hmm. And then when pressure struck, and she sees you as, okay, this is not like a gratification thing, like this is a potential, like this is something I could lose, that speaks to who you are as a person. I mean, even though acting with her is not great character-wise, I think that you as a person plus your character, it speaks higher than that. Because, like, who got a husband or wife beating down their door? You a side dude.
Excuse me.
I think that boundaries should
Excuse
be
me.
crossed.
Excuse me.
Now we are
Hold on. Yeah.
When you're in that space, what's going on with you and your self-esteem and where you are, right?
So-
when you're willing to go there with a married person, like someone you can never literally have, you can't have them in public.
Yeah.
You can never claim them. Like it's nothing that's like you can't stake your claim on this person.
So
And then to learn your worth.
So excuse me.
hold on, time out. Can I get the time?
You be in public.
Ladies, let me get the time. Hold on. Yo, when I say time out, let's just get a time out.
Can we get a woo?
Can we get a time out, please? We're going to get back to everybody want to talk. Eddie, what you got to say?
So she coming knocking on his door because she want him now because of status or whatever. Why don't she go get a divorce and then try to get him? Because if she get through knocking on his door, she still got to take her ass home.
But the boundary has been crossed. There are some things that you just should not do.
Yeah.
If you don't have an understanding, if you don't have an understanding with that person that you could just pop up, or you have a key, or you have that, you should not be popping up at nobody's house. You're going to find what you come to look for. And that's the bottom line. Because respect is respect. Even though you had your side thing, you told her that you found somebody, that person wanted to blow up your spot.
Exactly.
And she did what she was supposed to do. Or not supposed to do, but what she was trying to do.
Okay, go ahead, Vic.
Not to knock you, Pop. Until you're a great guy, and you're worthy. You're worthy. But it really speaks more to her not having feeling self-worth than it does your worth at the end of the day.
What you got? What you got, Kyle?
Really quick, you know how like men perceive how women feel like, oh, this is my value. I'm not dealing with this kind of man. I talk to my male friends, and I really wish that they would have that same type of mentality. I wish that more men would understand their value and not deal with a certain type of woman that's gonna be on some bullshit like that. Cause y'all see it. Y'all see the signs just like we see the signs when nigga that's on bullshit. And if we choose to still entertain it, that's on us. It's like you saw some shit about her that was like, she with the bullshit, but I'ma still fuck with her. Neither here nor there. I'm just saying I wish that more men would understand their value and not deal with what I call birds, or however y'all want to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? As women be like, I'm not finna do that type of dude because I'm this type of woman and I got this and I got that. Y'all got the same shit. Pop your shit and be like, I'm not fucking with her because I want this type of woman or this type of class or this type of esteem or this type of value, and expect this type of person to meet you on that level.
And don't sell a dream to somebody. If you're sitting up telling a woman one thing and she's thinking that you're in a relationship with her and you know you're doing something else, that's really foul because you have her thinking y'all are in a relationship, or vice versa, the woman too. I'm just saying. Let's keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
Slim, if she married, Slim.
Let Vic. I want to hear Vic. What you got
go
to say,
ahead,
Vic?
Let me go back to the word thing, and I agree with you 100%. Now, just speaking from a male perspective, keeping it real, I guess, kind of raw. Women, when you're raised, y'all are raised to hold on to your sexuality. It's precious. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Men, we are not taught that. We're never taught that. So therefore, no. I'm giving you an explanation as to why it happens the way it is. Because we're not taught to hold on to our sexuality. We're taught to conquer. Plain and simple.
Yes.
It's nothing else. So therefore, when a woman screws around with a man, we're figuring she must love him or something because y'all have been taught to hold on to. Now, we know better because y'all get y'all's like we get ours now. But before then, always, you're right. There's always been that way. I was hoping somebody would say that. That's how it's always been. So we've not been taught that kind of work. Now it needs to be taught now, but we've never been taught that way. Just to kind of explain that. Doesn't make it right. Absolutely.
So I know, and that was a hell of a question to come up with, but I got a question too because Kyra kind of said something, and I got a question for women and men. Is it cool to have friends that you ain't fucking with of the opposite sex? Because the reason why I'm asking is because, you know, some men be fucked up behind that. Some women is fucked. And I know it's an insecure thing, but I just want to hear y'all perspective. Go, hold on. Before you go, Kyra, let Simone go.
Look, if their concern is you cheating, you're gonna cheat because you choose to cheat. And you having a friend it could be a coworker, it could be a damn stranger, it could be somebody you meet at the gas station. But for me, I feel like having male friends is very valuable because I'm now at the point and I'm self-aware enough to know sometimes I'll get upset about something. I'll call up one of my homeboys and be like, okay, tell me if I'm being unreasonable. He did this, and this is why I'm upset. And then my friend who knows me for more years than this man has known me, right? Because he's a newer relationship, can be like, yes, Simone, you're being unreasonable. And here's why. And instead, you should consider approaching it like this or saying this because X, Y. So many times I have not even considered it because men and women, we see things so differently. And it prevented an argument. It prevented me getting dumped. It prevented me creating a lack of peace in my relationship. And my value to all of the men that I've dated is that I like to bring peace into their life. And if you can't do that, don't be in it.
Carl.
I will say this. I agree with Simone 1,000%. But the problem is where people be like, oh, I fucked them, but we still friends. I don't fuck my friends. So if I fucked you, we not friends. Or if I wanted to or you wanted to have sex with me, we not really friends because there is an underlying current that is running in that relationship. So be honest with yourself as a man or a woman and what your intentions are and how you feel about this person. Now, if it's somebody that you grew up with and it's never crossed boundaries, or someone that you met, whatever, and it's strictly platonic, then yes, y'all could be friends. But if somebody in that situation has an ulterior motive, then that's not really a friendship. Because somebody waiting on some shit to pop where they could slide on in. And that's not a friendship. That's not. That's not a friendship.
I got a lot of male friends that I smash. And we good. Like I even tell them about other niggas. Like, you think I was stupid for doing this? Think I was stupid? And we cool as fuck. We just feel like we not. No. They don't want to smash no more. We've crossed that. You know, we good on that. You know, we just stayed in touch. We've been talking, and we realized, you know, it is what it is. We played. And so at this point, I talk to him about other niggas. They give me insight. He talking to me about his bitches and whatever. I mean, we have a good time. So yes, you can still have a friend that you have already smashed. You really can.
So listen. Here's what I'm saying about that. Now we can be friends with an ugly motherfucker all day. Can be, yeah, we can. Like, for real. No, listen to me. No. Listen. Time out. I got a point. So the problem is with some women that you're with or some men that you're with, if that person is attractive, if that person is very attractive, then because there's a lot of women out there be like, oh, you fucking her.
Why?
But listen to me. But if it's a big mother, you know, if it's a big ass woman, and, you ain't worried about that. You ain't worried about that. Or same thing for women. If a man see an attractive man, oh, that's my partner. Now he tell, oh, now you fucking that nigga and all that. But if he see a fat nigga or a nigga this fucked up.
I got a comment to that.
Go ahead.
So I feel like that's for you to know the character of your partner. I have dated men where I sat back and I observed the scene, and I'm like, oh, you like to collect women. You like to collect all your exes as friends. I don't like that shit, and I don't want to fuck with you no more because of that, because now I'm judging where the fuck we going with this shit right here. Now, if I trust his integrity, then I'm like, okay.
Damn, I got a homeboy like that. Okay.
But I trust him and where he is and where we are. That my mind isn't even going into la la land of what the fuck all that shit is. Because if I trust you, we like that. I don't give a fuck about. I ain't got time for that because I'm worried about me and you, our business, my business. I ain't got time for the bullshit. But if I check your integrity and I see a pattern, then that's when questions come into play. And it's not even about them. It's more so about where the fuck we really stand. And if you are who the fuck I really want to be with.
Well, here's what's crazy. I agree with Kyra. I agree with Simone. I agree with Pop. I agree with what y'all saying. I agree with Snapper. So I have guy friends that I may have been involved with. You know, like I'm figuring stuff off. Yeah. They're guy friends now because we're both good. We're good people. And it might not have worked out, but we're both good people. And if I'm a single woman. If I'm on the side of the street, it's raining, and I got a flat tire, even though I got the Mercedes shit, that'll come and change my shit for me because I will pay extra for it. I have somebody to call. I have a good person to call who will take care of me. So, no. Secondly, your insecurity is not my responsibility. I will never be jealous of another woman, and I hope my man will never be jealous of another man that has my best interest at heart. Because any guy that's like my guy, whoever my guy friends are going to be like, he the one. He is the one. Like we only crossed every mountain. We didn't swim every stream. He swam the streams And then he found the rainbows. So that's yours. And I'm going to applaud you for that. So I don't live in this jealous space, in this insecure space. And I have had relations with guys who that has played its part, and it's okay, so where I am in life is like, I don't know how y'all can't like some people can't separate the two. Like we may have been involved in the past, but that's what it is, the past. Like we have no chemistry now. The current doesn't exist.
So listen now. So check it out. So
That's not my issue though.
So listen now.
And my man ain't concerned about it either.
Okay, I'm so sorry, really quick. But if I know, just like men read men, women read women. So if I see that you used to fuck with her and now y'all friends, but that bitch ready to fucking slide in, I don't want that relationship. I don't trust it. I'm not cool with her. Y'all not really friends because she playing as your friend, but she really want to be your woman. So y'all may think like as the dude that y'all cool, but that bitch is fucking waiting.
I'm not.
Or he gonna run to her and be like, "This what's going on."
I'm not
yada yada yada, and she gonna be downplaying the fuck out of your ass to get her opportunity.
Again, as I said, the insecure, the thirsty, insecure people.
That's not me being insecure.
Not you.
But that's
you.
No. No,
girl,
he's not insecure. That's the other woman.
Not even him.
All right.
That's on somebody else. She's sitting there waiting on the sidelines, hoping he's mad at you, waiting for a moment. That's her issue.
All right.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
So we know where we at on that. And Coco, have your ass. Hold on. Listen.
Hold on, Coco.
Listen. Talking about Coco, you talking from the sideline. You better have your ass in here next week. Cause I don't want to hear that shit. I'm late and this and that. Yeah, So, listen here. Next week we're gonna be back here. We're gonna be on the panel again. I appreciate everybody that come through. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much. So listen to me. If anything changes on what I'm planning to do next week, we're gonna get right back into this because this is a lot. Because the insecurity in a relationship is big.
It's spinning the block, Pop.
It's a big thing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to it next week. If what I got planned don't work out next week, I still want y'all here because those people on the other side of the tracks.
I'll be sitting back.
We need to see this. We need to be a part of this. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching Big Stick Energy once again right here at the Den. The Den is located 4608 Almeda. Also, Quad Houston Restaurant and Sports Lounge right here on this block in 3rd Ward. Make sure y'all come through, eat that good food. Like I said, this week we had honey, lemon, pepper. How was that? That was good? Okay. That was great. Okay.
I ducked off and went and got some more.
That was cauliflower.
The cauliflower tastes like chicken. They taste like little chicken nuggets.
Cauliflower. So check it out.
Shot.
Can I just want to wrap it up because y'all interrupted me wrapping it up. Oh man. I need you to. I wanted to wrap it up that way, but we're gonna wrap it up right now. All right. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Big Stick Energy right here at the Den in Quad Houston. The Den is located. The Den and Quad is located 4608 Almeda, right here in the heart of 3rd Ward. I want to thank my panel once again. I know they enjoyed that food, that honey lemon pepper wings, also the cauliflower, and the drink of the day was Just a Nut. That's the drink of the day. That was Just a Nut. And we smoked good. We had fun. We had a good time. We talked about a lot of stuff. And once again, man, we don't agree on every goddamn thing, man. That's just what it is. That's just how life is. And we don't agree, we can agree to disagree. And we can keep it moving. But if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I'm going to pull out my big stick and have a smoke. Put them sticks in there. We got them sticks in there? All right, we put them sticks in there. There we go. So, once again, check us out, YouTubers. The Den. The Den, Big Stick Energy. Big Stick Energy. At it, Big Stick Energy, HTX. Big Stick Energy, ATX. Follow us, have a good time, be blessed, stay blessed, and continue to watch us right here.
I never pull up with that list in the 4 I smoke cigars, it ain't just for the show. I'm blessed from the dough, and known for my city. I send a nigga, baby, mama.